Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're well. I'm well myself. I'm aware that I've been away for a little bit. I've been busy with other things, but I'm back for a little while. Um, just doing our normal cooking. I find that we're getting into like mixed culture cooking. We cook the food we found here just because the guys love the some of the food so much. And today we'll be making a mac and cheese. And today I'm using a different method than what you've seen me use in this channel. So I have a mild cheddar and a Gouda cheese. I'm going to grate those. It's always good to grate your cheese, but sometimes I use grated cheese as well. Like the mozzarella I'll be using today is grated, already grated, but it's already grated. So just grating this here in the food processor. It goes by very fast, and I'm using all that cheese because the mac and cheese is a lot. I use like a kilo and a half, or that would be about 3 pounds. Yeah. So today I'm going to use milk and eggs in my mac and cheese, as opposed to how I always use the bechamel. And this is a different method, but it's also very nice. I'm also going to cook some of it in a tray, in a baking tray, and some of it in the ramekins, just so that it's easier to serve and also to reheat. Yeah. Yeah, so that is the plan for today. The guys have been wanting some mac and cheese, and I want to cook a lot of it. I want it to just be here as a meal prep. Okay, so stir the milk and the eggs into the pasta. This is elbow pasta, and I'm going to mix, this is mozzarella, the Gouda, and the mild cheddar. If you want more sharper flavor, you can use sharp cheddar or extra sharp cheddar. It works either way. So I'm setting the oven to 400 degrees. That way, it will be hot enough for the mac and cheese. I will not be covering this. You can cover when you want to retain a lot of the moisture. It's actually advisable, but I did not cover. I was just, fixed. I just fixed my mind on just finishing it, yeah, having it have a nice crispy layer on top. But it's always advisable to first cover with foil, and then the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you can have it, baking without a cover, so that it gets nice and toasty. This was a lot of mac and cheese because even after using the tray and the ramekins, I still had a little more left for and I baked it in the square bowls. So yes, lots and lots, and we've had it for some extra days. So the next thing I'm going to do is make a sauce. I baked the chicken first in the oven, and so now I'm going to make a creamy sauce that I'm going to serve alongside my collard greens. So my onions are fried to that sweet stage. They are a bit wilted, and now I add my frozen garlic. I usually just process my garlic and preserve it in this silicone ice cube thingy. And then now I'm going to add some spices, some curry spices. I'm making a mild curry. So that is the curry powder. It's a mixture of different spices, and in it is also a turmeric. So that is why I don't add much turmeric. Turmeric tends to be very potent, both in smell and also in flavor. So you don't want to do too much of it. About half or 3/4 teaspoon of cumin. Cumin is very amazing in flavor, also nice and warm. and I like my curry a bit on the redder side, so I added about a tablespoon of that paprika. And now I want my spices to really cook and develop the flavor. You want to do that for a little longer, and that is why I added before my onion turned brown, and also adding this water to just aid in lengthening that time of frying my spices. You want your spices to really develop in flavor and really cook, because you don't want that raw taste of spices. Yeah, you will always feel it when it's not nicely cooked. So a little bit more water. This is just helping along in cooking the spices and just marrying the flavors together. And at this point, you can add coriander sticks if you're using when you have fresh coriander. I also want to add these mixed spices. This is like a seasoning salt I'm just made in the house. So a mixture of salt, paprika, cumin, or not oregano, some dana and jeera, which is cumin, and powdered coriander. So cook that a little bit more, and then we'll go ahead and add our tomatoes. So this is a nice base. Before you add the tomatoes, you want to make sure that your spices are well done. And now add the crushed tomatoes. So we'll cook this for a bit and then add some more liquid or our chicken directly. So you want to make sure that it is nicely seasoned, yeah? And also with the salt, you need to add the black pepper as well, yeah? Just a little bit to accentuate the flavor. Okay, so we are not going for that very hot or spicy flavor to it. So cooked that a little with the tomatoes. This is how you develop your flavors, make them nice and potent. So without adding too much, you know that you have, the right amount of flavor. So then I added a vegetable stock I had. You can always add water. This is just to keep it, cooking for a little bit more. And then I always add my parsley, my dry parsley on top, just to infuse the herby flavors. You can also add a mixture of herbs. I decided to add my coconut milk here as opposed to dairy cream. That will still make it nice and creamy, and I want the cream to just melt. Actually, it is coconut cream, not milk, and that is why it had so much cream going, and that of course added to the fat content. This is a very good meal for low carb diet, and that is why we don't remove the skin. Yeah, so more fat, both animal, plant, whatever fat you want to add, very good for low carb. And now I start my kale by starting to fry the onions until they're nice and light brown. So the plan with my kale today, or these collard greens as we call them here, is just to fry them with tomatoes, onion and tomatoes. But I will also add a little, of the spices. But just to make it, have that Kenyan flavor. In Kenya, we use these cubes called Rico cubes. I don't normally use them in my cooking, as you may have noticed, but I got this from a friend. She sent me 2 packs. So I am just loving to incorporate them here. They go very well with the collards. If you notice, I chopped these collards very big. That is how they're normally cooked here. And they cook them for very long, and they incorporate something like smoked turkey or chicken, just some sort of smoked meat, but most usually it would be smoked turkey. For us, we love lots of onions in our greens. We often just cook the onions and the greens in oil, not adding much except something like the Rico flavor, the Rico cube or the Rico powder. In this, I will also add some beef stock just because I have it. We don't usually add, stocks or broths or water in this. We usually like them dry, but I want them to cook for longer because they are huge. You know, I cut them so big. Mostly in Kenya, we cut them very thin just so that they will cook for a short period. They're usually nice and organic, very rich in flavor. So that is what I'm going for, but mixed, like I said, mixed flavors, mixed cultures. They cut them really huge here, and I went with that just for the vibe of it. So this is how I cooked this meal. To say it was a treat for the guys is an understatement. It went so well. It was also unexpected, so they really loved it. I served it with an extra sauce from that chicken sauce, and this is how it looked. It was so delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.